Hi, you're listening to and watching the Lucha DS podcast. This is episode number 7 with Looking Sharp. Enjoy. Hello, you're watching a Lucha DS podcast. This is episode number 7, where I'm sitting with my long-term rival, fiercest rival, Looking Sharp. I'm just going through my list today. Well, first of all, how are you? How are you, alright?
I'm good. I just thought I'd get you a wee noise complaint just while
I know, it's alright. Just remember about neighbours. We did joke about neighbours, but if you did hear a South African woman shouting on a cat, honestly, she screamed on outside that door. And she was like, "What the fuck are you doing in there?" So that's my neighbour. Invited Loudon. We were meant to have you on last week, the week before, and schedules.
I'm a busy guy.
Because you're probably the only guy who competes with me, and I'm behind you. Like, you're booked better than me. I think.
Nah, I know these days. You're getting a bit causing it. It's closer.
It's closer
than it's been.
You posted your number, you're about 500 or something?
I just passed 6. Just passed 600.
Ouch. I'm coming up to 3. And I'm like, that's a big achievement. You're just...
Gotta pump up those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember my 300 was that long ago. Probably in China. Met have Lou on the other week and kind of preparing for it. I went up to Glasgow and went and joined out one of your dojo sessions. So, how did that come about? I actually really enjoyed that wee session. It was
just in general, like I was doing the...
Talking to the microphone.
I was doing the online dojo stuff,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of tension on it. I think that was like my first sort of chance, like going out myself and doing some sort of training. Do you know what I mean? Everywhere else I'd been, I'd like an assistant coach. You know what I mean? Coaching somebody else's school. So I got a wee bit of experience sort of through that, and I think I sort of made a bit of a name for myself as a coach, I guess, through that. Went on coaching at Respect, and obviously that ended up closing down. So off the back of that, I was kind of in a place I was like, right, well, I can stop coaching for a bit and focus on wrestling, or I can go out and do my own thing.
But you're not strict with it, it's not, it's your school, it's your trainees, like it's guys for everywhere, they're not coming in.
I think just everyone trains with someone else as well. They're training at like Source, and they're training GPWA and Glasgow Wolfgang and everything else. So everybody's, you know what I mean, they're coming from, you know what I mean, they started somewhere else. But in general, like I've had trainees asking me stuff, you know, oh, do you mind if I start training, you know, with such and such and doing it like other stuff, and I would encourage it. I think it's daft, like, to tell your guys not to go and learn for these other people, because they're only going to get better and make more connections. Do you know what I mean? So
exactly.
It's selfish. You know what I mean?
I know people moan about the kind of school jumping, but I was back probably when we started training. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
You're their guy, but no, it's not like that.
It's good that that's sort of starting to disappear, because like we would have benefited so much back in the day if we could have trained at other schools as well. Do you know what I mean? Because of course there's stuff that we could have picked up there that we could have picked up at the school that we were at. Do you know what I mean?
Because I was always jealous when I started that PBW in Greenock, the guys in Source were training in a ring.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I've been in a ring.
Yeah.
So much.
So like we exactly. So we'd have benefited a lot for like getting a chance to be in a ring, or even not even just the ring, or like their setup, just their style. They had, you know what I mean, they focused a lot more on like tech and stuff like that. They were a lot better with that stuff. So we would have benefited a lot if we could have, you know, and picked up some of that.
There was definitely, each school definitely had its own strength.
Yeah.
And I think you still maybe feel that a wee bit when you're in with some of the guys, like the Source guys, they're all like holds tech from it, like they're on the ball with it all, whereas I think they're very much where yours was like crowd work, man. Like weird.
Was a character.
But if you look at the guys that have come out through, I call it our generation, like our kind of group that came through, me, you, Kryder, who was in that group? Just because Sakib was kind of before.
Yeah, Sakib was there before me.
Sakib went with forever.
And then you've got Frank Cross, and there's loads of people that have dropped off as well, so you've Switch and all these sort of guys as well. But there was definitely good crops. The trainees coming from everywhere at that time.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody's went on and done really well, so I can only imagine what we could have done if, do you know what I mean, if we'd been allowed to sort of explore a wee bit more. But I guess that's the idea behind letting them go out and pick this stuff up.
Kind of stretch a little bit. How's the dojo going?
It's gone well. It's obviously it's you know, it's went a lot better than I could have expected it to.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be, you know, like 4 people, you know what I mean, something like that. And like, you know, on a weekly basis. And the numbers are good. Everybody's brilliant. Like, they're all really coming on. I think we've had, I want to say 6 international debuts, and we had that within 3 months. So
it was out Colton.
So we had
Colton Davis.
The first ones were Logan Lee and Ruby Roberts.
Who's Logan Lee?
So that's Jamie. He started at Respect.
The lawyer guy?
No. He looked at the red trunks and kick pads. He's been off for a while. He's stopped for a bit. He's coming back though. So we had Logan Lee and Ruby Roberts. We had Craig Benny, debut in Sweden. First 2 were like the rest of them were from Denmark. We had Juno Raw in Denmark as well. Colton Davis went out to Sweden. I feel like I'm missing somebody. So that's 5 there anyway, but I feel like there's a
But you've always had that Denmark European connection because you've done it before when you took Jonathan Richards.
Oh yeah. Back in the day I
think it was Owen Jacks at the time.
Yeah, Owen Jacks.
Maybe it was Connie stuff.
Actually, that was probably my first sort of camp that I took.
Yeah.
And I guess that was probably my first experience of really getting sort of hands-on, like in the ring as a coach and stuff. So I enjoy getting to give people that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'd always like heard about Danish wrestling and like sort of various other sort of European wrestling scenes and stuff, but
have you ever heard of Danish wrestling?
Oh,
I've heard of Danish bacon and Brian Laudrup.
Chaos was wanting PBW. So I knew there was at least a Danish wrestler. I was like, right, well, this guy's got to come from somewhere, do you know what I mean? He always had mates for all the Europe as well that would pop in it. So I seen that he was doing a sort of training camp.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, I went and done that training myself, and from there that's how I started getting all my European work, was through the people I met there. So I've just always kind of had that attitude of, if it worked for me, then I'll try it with them. And so I put them in that same position I was in. And I guess the rest is been in.
I don't want to go down a big massive rabbit hole about China, but because some of the stuff you used to share was horrific. How did the China thing come up?
It was totally random, and it proved my point. You just need to ask for stuff. You just need to have a big brass neck and be wild about it. I see a random guy on Facebook that I'd never even heard of before. But he was like on my friends list, posting and asking if anyone wanted to go and wrestle in China.
And who's that?
Sean McMahon. So it sounds like a fake name. But sure enough, I messaged him. I
actually remember seeing that.
Yeah.
The guy McMahon, aye. He was a wrestler, but wasn't he? No, he was just organiser.
He was at the marketing.
Right.
Which is how the whole OWE UK thing looked like it was going to be the biggest thing coming, and obviously definitely wasn't. So I just sent out a message on Facebook and just thought, I was like, yeah, I've got China. And then there was like a sort of pool of talent, and it was 3 years picked. It was originally supposed to be me, Rob Sharp, and Martin Kirby that went there.
Right.
Then Martin Kirby got the deal with Dragon Gate, so it ended up just the 2 of us. But I literally just sent a message on Facebook and chance my info.
Got it. But it's one of the things, isn't it? Like you do see these things come up on Facebook, and you get all these mad things you hear about, like, oh, there's a show happening in this country, and you're like, aye, and then everybody's so excited, and you go, oh, I feel for it.
Yeah, like China was like 1 in 100.
I'll be honest, mate. See, leading up to it, I was like, that's never going to happen.
No.
Like, I think a lot of people are just like, aye, good luck. I'm going to China, I'm like, I was seeing them button there.
I think it was the same year that I announced I was going to Tunisia. And I was making my African debut and like promo and everything, and it just did not happen. It was just some random guy on his laptop. But he did it up like so much. He was like, oh, I'm coming to Tunisia. He was like, oh, do you like Star Wars? And I was like, fucking yes. it was all it was like these fucking, you know, like the mad sand.
That's where the Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. So it was like, oh fucking, we're gonna we'll take you there and let you see where they filmed it and everything. And for Jesus a lot for this fucking big tourist holiday, and it's just some guy cosplaying.
Now you get that post of due to unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
We've had the Future Endeavour show till 2000 something else.
We will be back.
But the thing is that you have got out and got to these countries. Do you know how many countries you've done?
11.
11. The States, Sweden, Denmark, China.
So Scotland, England, Wales, Southern Ireland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Italy, America, and China.
Yeah, that's took it up. I've done six or something. I'm going to Germany next month. Month after November, and they sent me a message today. I've never heard of it. You ever heard of UFO Boy?
No.
A guy in Holland, right? He comes out dressed like Martian.
Right.
And they're like, you're going to wrestle UFO Boy. This was 3 years ago before COVID.
Yeah.
The week of lockdown, I was to fly out that Friday. He's like, you and UFO Boy, you'll be a cruiserweight match. And I was like, cool. So I'm Googling it down. I was like, guys, not a cruiserweight. And I was like, nah, I'll just do my stuff. And then lockdown happened and the show wasn't booked. So that company started back up again this year and they said, we get you in April. I said, I'm booked. And I didn't think they were going to honour the booking. And then this week they're sending my flights. So I'm...
And is this one of these like Legends tours again? Like
it's actually...
Yeah,
it's one that's like Lanny Poffo.
Yeah. So who's on this one then? I'm interviewing you.
I think it's the same job. But the guy emailed me and said that you still come out. Will I send you a flight, the passport number still? So they're like, it's all good, mate. And then I said, is it still me and UFO Boy? And he's like, nobody's had for UFO Boy from lockdown. And I'm just like, I don't think it was real.
He's returned to his own planet.
He's been beamed up. But how do you find it? Because when you got away, you got away for like a whole weekend, didn't you?
Well, sometimes, like, with Sweden and Denmark, like, I've been going there long enough that, like, the promoters will sort of let me book my own flight and then they'll reimburse me. So I can, sometimes I'll fly on the day of the show and try and sort of fly home the next day. Especially now when I'm running, obviously, training on Monday. Sometimes I would stay until Monday or Tuesday. You know what I mean? 'Cause I just like it other. Colby is my favourite place in the world. But these days I just try and get back a wee bit earlier and hopefully either get other gigs or get back to training.
I've told the story about that one behind you, so that's the German show. And that was the one I was standing at a curtain, I was just about to go out and the promoter walked up and he said, too many fucking good guys, can you be bad guy? Just as I was going out, we planned a whole match that I'm going to be the big blue eye throughout the match, and I was out and I started like healing, obviously two Fleisch and Storm are standing around like, what the fuck's he doing? And I went, right, I'm a heel now. I went, alright, cool. And we've worked our way through the match. But that show didn't start at like 10 o'clock at night. Finished till 1 in the morning, 2 hour drive back to the hotel. It was 3 in the morning. Me and Kuma and Jack Morris got back to the hotel. And then they were like, your flight's at 6. I was like,
the shows out there always tend to be later, man. It's pretty brutal, to be honest.
We should have told us that because we were at about 1 PM in the afternoon. And I said I just stayed in the hotel. But no, it's amazing how much you've got about. And you're still a young guy.
I don't feel like it, but
you don't look it either.
I know. I'm 24. For the folk that don't know everything, so I'm not for
He's nowhere near. So, are you getting maybe outings to Europe this year?
So just stuff with Denmark and Sweden at the moment. Obviously, I'm gonna be chasing other stuff as well. But I'm hoping to obviously get outside of Europe now and do a wee bit of stuff in hopefully America or Japan or somewhere very exotic.
But even with your numbers, you're still chasing it. You're still getting there.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you should ever stop chasing it. Like I still love wrestling as much as I used to. Like, I mean, just because I wrestle lots doesn't mean that you know what I mean. I don't enjoy it. It makes me love it more. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I'll ever stop chasing it. I think when I do, I'll stop chasing it altogether. That'll be me. But it's free holidays. You know what I mean? You can see the world and somebody else will pay for it. You know what I mean?
Well, we may as well just tag into that CCW. So you're actually bringing Danish wrestling to Scotland.
I'm going to try to.
Is Nitro kind of the main? Is he the guy for Denmark?
So he's, I'd say, in my opinion, he's Denmark's best.
So who's the guy he's in with? Is that Danish guy?
So he's a Swedish guy. He wrestles a lot in Copenhagen and Malmo in Sweden. It's 20 minutes from the train, it's 2 minutes from each other. So there's a lot of Swedish guys in CCW. But this guy with TCW, he's had less than 50 matches, definitely. You know what I mean? When I first seen him, I think he did like 4, and he wrestles like he's been going for years.
Yeah.
And he's a promoter of this, like the Swedish one that I'm wrestling for, SWS. So like even like, you know what I mean? He's sort of new to the business as he is. He's picking everything up, like wrestling and promoting rapid. So he's gonna main event with Nitro, and I think I'm confident that's going to be a belter.
This one is there many more Danes or Swedes or?
So there's going to be Sebastian Day as well coming in.
Right.
He was the longest ever CCW champion. Had a match on YouTube, defended lots to sort of check out CCW in general. There's Sebastian Day versus Angelico in there. That's a really good one as well.
Angelico for AEW?
For AEW, just when it was, I think it was just before he went, just when AEW was like getting announced and stuff was when he had the match. Right, so Sebastian Day is going to be there. And then I'd say there is going to be other people from CCW. Obviously, there's going to be myself, Ruby Roberts. So the rest will be sort of made up with the Scottish percentage of the roster.
What date is it? You want to plug it? And how
so it's October 29th. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. Copenhagen Championship Wrestling on Facebook, at CPH Wrestling 1 on Twitter if you want to follow sort of match announcements, or if you want to go back and check sort of older stuff.
I'll plug it and share on my socials, but I'm not booked. I'm not available. I'm at Cave Nest.
We could have done like one of the like on-air signing gimmicks, been dead cringy about it and all that, but no, you can go fuck this one.
No. My passport is international. You want me in Denmark, Danish wrestling?
You wasn't locked one.
Exactly. you want me in this, I'm going to Denmark. No, I'm up at Cave Nest that night. Look, when it seems to be the wrestling hub just now for promotions. So I'm going to be doing a show down there as well. But it's a good wee venue. And the Ayrshire crowd are up for this Pro 2 area as well. The shows are always
there's always been wrestling in Ayrshire. There's a million wee tunes and every single one of them seems to have a local wrestling.
Who's the other one? Adrian one?
PWE Pro Wrestling.
Pro Wrestling.
And that was in Ayr itself.
There was Ayrton Hall.
Yeah. And then
the shows were always packed as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And new wrestling experience. And you're on that one?
Yeah. It's going to be the first time I've worked in the Citadel since my last.
Was it actually in that venue?
It's in the Citadel, yeah. It'll be my first time I've worked there since my last match PWE.
When's that one? Next month?
I want to say it's closer than that, to be honest. I'm wrestling Dad's Blackpool, and if you check Facebook, then you can find it exactly. Mate, just you wait and see. I got some tricks.
I know you act like a dafty in that matches, but you can wrestle.
Exactly, people don't know that. I'm shit hot.
Well, talking about you being shit hot, let's go back and talk when you were kind of just shit. When me and you started out. So me and you have had 28 matches.
Yeah.
Technically we've wrestled more because I don't know how many matches you've ran out and cost me something. I've ran out and made the save. So we've shared the ring.
And is this counting battle royals as well and rumbles and no? Well,
I don't count them on this.
Oh, okay.
I only count if there's an actual either a build match or singles, tags, 6 months. So I'm going to go through them, see if you remember any of them right. I'm not going to go through all of them because even reading through it, I get bored. I'm just like, I don't remember that one. I couldn't remember the venue, man. I try to just pick out ones for different promotions.
Yeah.
So the first time me and you wrestled was on the camps for All Star. In 2015, where me and Lewis Girvin teamed up against you and Sakib Ali, and that was in Berwick.
And was this a white gimmick? You were in white gear at the time?
I was brand new.
See, I remember I don't remember the match, but I remember the gear. I remember the gear.
Cutsman Cutspear.
Yeah.
turned grey after about 3 matches. I don't really remember that match. I just remember the car journey because I was flapping the whole way because I'm like, oh, camps are a big deal. And everyone in the car was like, mate, it's the camps, don't worry about it. And I was just like, no, I need to cause it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do the I'm going to dives and everything in my head. No, I mean, it's the camps. Then, next one was, I don't remember this match. I've got photos of it on my Facebook. Is you and Aaron Echo against me and El Technico in Dumbarton. And it's when the Dumbarton Medal Centre had the bright team was.
I think I know. I do remember the match, and I think the finish was me hitting a frog splash off Aaron Echo's shoulders.
It was, because that's one of the photos on the thing where you jumped off. I don't remember that match, but and then your third match was for Discovery.
When did you do Discovery?
I'll tell you because this match really annoyed me. Me versus you versus Joe Hendry versus Christopher Sen in a 4-way. And the reason it annoyed me is because I was there 2 hours before the match and you and Joe Henry arrived as your music was playing.
Right.
And we planned the match in the ring. And
I'm starting to remember it now.
I don't know, but someone else was on that day and literally you came through and you're like that. You were standing in front of me and you were like, when to go on Lucha? And I was like, no. And you were like, right. Clay's after in front of me. Where Joe Henry's like, still the crowd. Like, I need to get ready, you know, he's back to pump it out. I was like, mate, we're on. Like, that's my music, she's in that. And then, again, I don't remember much of that match, but it was an elimination, and everyone was called dinner. And
I definitely remember showing up at the last minute. And again, I was just saying as you, I don't remember the match itself.
It's the thing around it. I always remember something that went on around about it.
It was in corner exchange, but I remember that.
Aye, literally, I was standing at the curtain and they're like, right, they're here, we can go. And I was just like, go with that. Don't know. Jesus. Then after that, we wrestled in Greenock in an 8-man tag.
Oh, is this the one TJ chopped the shit?
That's the one where you're like, me. Sorry, mate. TJ ripped my tap up.
I've never felt like worse for somebody in a wrestling match. You know, that was that bad that I was gonna like drop you and take you off. And when you first go and you sell it, like.
Then kind of fire through some of them. So you then get Berwick again, where you and Fighto against me and Technical and Berwick.
On a camp?
Yeah, on camps, 2016. And then the next one, MJ's watched the episode of Krieger. We talked about this match in Summer Lee. And it was myself and Dylan Angel against Lou and Krieger. And I was like, that's the one Lou's nose got broke. And Krieger's like, no, it wasn't. I was like, who was? And I was like, and I was like, Lou won a couple of weeks. I remember telling you when he broke his nose. It was
in fairness, I broke one of something like 15 times or something like that. So Deck's probably thinking of when I wore the mask.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking of then. But no, I do remember that. But it wasn't like bad, you know what I mean? It was like, it was up.
No, it just made the blood. Blood out one. Then they took to match number 7 for it to be our first singles match.
Is that long?
Aye, just for tag matches. Me and Dylan Angel with you and Krieger, Summer Lee, one with you and Fico, the 8-man tag, the 4-man, and then they took it July 2016, Seton Sands. Me versus you on the camps. And I remember it because it's one I always tell the story whenever me and you get together. The ref was Jonathan Richards, who we done universal angle, and he said, I can't do much running, we'll protect my foot, and I threw the foot to him, and you're like, put my foot down, and he was like, okay. And he put it down, and then in the next match, he throat chopped Lucy Cole, who was that was that camp. Jonathan Richards will love it, we should.
John, you need to get a Jonathan Richards episode.
Mate, it's safe from the corner.
Get one.
Then next one, BCW. I remember that one. That was the one I had a concussion. I shouldn't have been wrestling.
Was it the pre-show?
No, it was Aaron Echo was turning on you and Fighto. You were like,
the aggression.
And I was surprised. I think then I could barely walk. Then it was rubbish. No, I thought it was rubbish. And then the other one I jumped to 2017. Me and you wrestled at Goal Zone.
I remember it doing the shows at Goal Zone, aye.
Because it was on AstroTurf.
I was pulling on that black show with it for fucking weeks.
And then the kind of two after that, the two kind of cruisers matches, the one you
I enjoyed
the one I
them.
won.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that had like that was booked pretty well like in between. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
PWW didn't usually book like stories and stuff, but
Because you won it by Krieger cost me it. Krieger came
Yeah.
heavyweight champ and you
and
won.
I reckon saying that was like your first like sort of not obviously it's not a title, but you know what I mean. But like, do you know what I mean? Like big sort of singles.
Yep.
Sort of
Yeah.
That was cool. I remember that.
You won it in Greenock and I won it in Airdrie. And then the other one, May 2018, Lucha DSV looking sharp at Antonine in Clydebank. And nobody's remember this one, we just talked about it at W3L. I said, do you remember we wrestled Antonine? You're like, nah. And I was like, I was in school and you came out with 30 pairs of scissors.
I remember that now.
The story of it is we were in the changing room. The show was in a school and the changing room's in a classroom. When we were in the classroom was the dressing room. It was a primary school, so it had all the wee red and yellow, blue and green safety scissors in a big tray. And Lou's like, I'm going to take some of them out. And I remember going that, take them all out. And we spent about 10 minutes hiding as many pairs of scissors on you as we could, and then the kids were chanting you were going to stab me because you kept one pair at the end of your bandana or something.
I still do that, like that spot. I know with scissors, obviously. I go
as many weapons as you can.
It's much ridiculousness.
There was one in it, I couldn't find it on the list just going through, and it was a school show, and it was one where me and you done it. And all I can remember for it is you would do your spot in the corner where you would hide and I'd pull your legs and nut shot you off the post.
Oh yeah, what with that?
And then by that time we done it, I got a chair and I stood up my chair, pulled you back as far as I could. And we done it, and I think I was like, because I was still fairly new when we'd done that one. Well, in my head I was like, still new. But I think that was the first time when I was like, I'm like, fuck him. Like, I'm going to try and do something to mess with him. Like, that, we're going to do a spot where I'm going to pull you out and let you go. And I was like, last time he's getting a super one. I'm going to go on a chair and pulling it back. And that was the one when Fight talking about it said, Dad, you could put this to on any show if you do like that. And I was like, all we done was carry on. And I think that's when something in my head clicked, like, oh, you don't need to go. You don't need to go, oh, I need to do my start, my finish, and then you can just ad-lib it. And if the crowd are into it, just do what the crowd want to do rather than actually plan the spots. And then that was for 2018. We wrestled non-stop. There was so many tag matches where it was basically Krieger and Luke and Chad versus Lucha Diaz and Partner. There was Dylan Angel, there was Grado, there was
any mask guy that was about at the time.
It basically was just anybody who was on the show was bummed into that match at times. Some of the young boys as well, excuse me. And then I thought, we hadn't wrestled that much, obviously, after lockdown. And then when I was checking through the list, I was like, we actually have wrestled 3 times this year already as well.
Yeah, 2 days, 3 I want to respect that.
So, we're still banging them out, after lockdown.
If you got, I think these are the best ones we've had. I'd say the 2 W3 are probably my 2 favourite matches we've had, I'd say.
The last one at W3 was one of my favourites.
Yeah.
The one before,
other than the finish, you know what I mean?
It wasn't I didn't enjoy it, but the one before, we did say to us before it, you just need to cut your time, but we're pressed and we're like, aye, and then we went out done 23 minutes. And he's like, hey, if you can keep it at tight 10, don't do much of the entrance. Then I watched the back that night, I was just like, yeah, we've done 23 minutes. That's the one where I threw over the Mertz table. But the one I respect as well, I can even remember backstage, it was me, you and Sakib, and it was pure crammed that time, and we just did the corridor, and we're just going, remember the time we done that? We'll do that. We'll do that. Then we just went in.
I bet the combination of the 3 years have all wrestled each other. Do you know what I mean? So many times.
Between me and Sakib's about 20 matches, you're at nearly 30 with me. So
I think I've probably just as many ways to keep tagging and doing.
I was going to say, have you done loads with Sakib? Because the two is my kind of heels.
When I first started in training, Sakib used to be the only person I ever got to wrestle for some reason. And then any time I was wrestling as a babyface, I was usually wrestling Sakib, and then we tagged quite a bit as well.
Right.
We tagged in ICW, tagged the BCW stuff as well, done quite a bit.
I do have a habit of not talking about ICW just because I don't do it. So now and again I'll mention somebody like, I've got ICW, and I was like, I've done it before. One time. But no, I'm not anti-ICW, I'm not earning my room, so it's not fresh in my head. But banged out some bangers. And it's quite funny as well going through some old matches and names of people who aren't here anymore. Like, not died. It's like they just don't wrestle anymore.
We love you, Switch.
Because me and you done a spell where it was you and Donny T. I can't. He's one of the pure gangster. Who were you called?
We were GTA.
GTA. Yeah, that was back in the good old SSW days.
SSW is that needs to be like a whole lot of podcasts. Like,
people bury SSW all the time, and it was one of my favourite places to wrestle. And I think it's one of my favourites because they used me every month. I was there every month for like 3 years, so I just built up loads of matches, and they never ever gave me. I don't even have to be watching, but you never ever gave me anything good to wrestle. It was always like whoever's coming out to school, who's the next guy, or you come up Lucha. So I worked loads of guys who had like hardly any matches. In fact, I was a few people's debuts, like Sakib Assad. I was his debut at SSW. I was Jonathan Richards' debut at SSW. Somebody else's, and I was just like, and I think it built my confidence of going, I'm a guy who can get something through a match. And even do, like if I rock up to like SWE or up at KFS, like they'll go, this guy's by his first match. In fact, I done it with, I don't want to say his real name because that's the nickname. I done it for respect to the show it was meant to run, and I wrestled that boy in his first.
Oh, Dylan Dante.
Dylan Dante. I couldn't remember. I was calling him Dancing Dylan all day, winding him up. And I heard it like I seen these promo pictures taken, and I messaged the promoter and I says, "Is he getting a debut?" And they're like, at some point down the line, I was like, I want a match.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I actually want to get a match because I was like, I'll be, again, just a wee bit, I'm a bit confident enough to get somebody for a match, but I also went, I want to do it, I'll enjoy that match. If he works bad guys, I'll be able to do it, and I really enjoyed it. I think he done well.
For what I've seen it was good. I was laughing at he was making his entrance. There was all these folk walking about that didn't even know they was wrestling.
It was a gala. It wasn't wrestling fans. It was a field, a gala with stalls and he had the cane and he's like this a woman dressed like he was like a big Slavin master type in there. But so that was the story of us. I'm sure we'll probably get another one and at some point. Because we're both on Pro 2 the next 2 months, but you're tagging just now.
Actually,
You tried that. The Ronin.
We were the Ronin, now we're Glasgow Grindhouse.
Who come up with the Ronin?
I come up with it.
Why?
It didn't stick. Because we were faction guys. And they weren't the faction guys, so we were going out in the rain like the Ronin.
No, the fun thing is the promoter put the card who was wrestling who on his group chat, and it was like the Ronin versus somebody. 20 comments on it. Who's the Ronin? Who's the Ronin? And then they put who it was, and I'm like,
See, to be honest, it was the name of that gang in Saints Row as well. I just thought
I thought it was after the film.
No, well, obviously
the film with the briefcase or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a gangster film, The Ronin.
I don't know. There's a gang in Saints Row too called The Ronin.
There's a gangster film called The Ronin. Well, they all fight. All the gangsters all steal this briefcase off each other, and they point in the show he was in a briefcase. It's sorry. It's Al Pacino in this. Sure is. We're not reviewing films here. What else you want to plug?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else I've got coming up. I saw a review in Cardiff have already happened.
That will have happened. Are you going to the WWE show? No, you're doing something else.
I am doing a
You're on a poster with Bret Hart. Is it not Bret Hart?
Tyson Fury and Bret Hart and the Mountie and...
Why was that not the first time we did it?
That's kind of mental as well. It's at WES that came about. The Offers of Pain promotion.
Oh, yeah.
So I was supposed to be on that.
Who are you working with that?
I was supposed to work No Way Jose.
Aye.
So
me, I think a banger.
It was supposed to be me and No Way Jose, and see, I thought I had like a bit of a good spot. I was on the pre-show, but the pre-show was going to be free on Fight TV, And then the rest of the show was going to be paid for. I was like, fucking no one's going to pay for this. Everyone's seen that much. You know what I mean?
No, plus more people would have watched the pre-shows because it was free.
Exactly. But so obviously that all went tits up.
There was a whole thing about paid, people getting paid. Did you get paid?
Well, I didn't get paid. There was me and one other. And we were the only two British people that didn't get paid, but we hadn't signed it. So I was like, somebody, I think it was like Fandango got injured, and then Johnny Flesh got injured, and then I got booked. So I was like, I was like the fourth guy, and so I hadn't actually signed it and anything like that. So we didn't get paid, but as I guess a sort of to make it up to me kind of thing, it's the same sort of guy that was dealing with the talent.
I was going to say, you need to go on and Mojo Rolly, mate. You're getting a penis for you.
Same guy that started dealing with this Tyson Fury thing.
No, that's cool. So are you going to do the day before? Because is that a phone number?
Aye. I'm going to go down the day before, and because I'm an idiot, I never considered that ICW might be going down one day because they're travelling on like the tour bus. So they're going to do it on the day, so I'm going to go the night before to make sure that I get there on time. So I'm going to travel down the deck and probably sleep in his motor. And then go and kid on that I'm a celebrity at a convention.
And are you going to the show?
I'd like to, but the tickets were extortion. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they're extortion. I've got to great with WWE, right? We went to rant off. WWE bring the pay-per-view to the UK, put the tickets up for sale, and I was like, my wee boy's going to love that.
Yeah.
So buy tickets, sort of hotel, transport. Can't leave my wife at home, so you buy all the same for her. And then once I eventually get all paid for, then go, and we're also come to the Hydro with Smithton. I was just like, oh. Like, I just went to Hydro. I get the big occasion. I've maybe went down, maybe a groupies, you know, like made a jolly it. But I'm going to go down and enjoy it with my boy. The tickets were extortionate, and I don't want to make Dad fly me so far away. I'm like, because Dad doesn't pay the prices to sit closer. Look in your binoculars and enjoy your match. We also, a wee thing I'd never considered taking my boy's first live show is he was like me, did they give you headphones? I said, headphones? What do you need headphones for like that? So I can hear the commentators.
Mate, exactly. I always say this. The first thing that I thought when I went to an indie wrestling show, and I was probably about the same age as your boys, I was like, where's the commentators? Because every time you watch WWE, there's, do you know what I mean? You're listening to it the whole time, do you know what I mean? It would be weird to watch wrestling. If you only watch WWE, watching wrestling without commentary would be weird.
Yeah, I have found myself when you're at shows, like at the Hydro, when they do like a house show, you do find yourself going, that's kind of boring. Like, as it's going on, like, you want to hear somebody screaming like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to it. I was going to try and upgrade the seats, but I was like, I'm just preparing for it. I'm not going to get much more closer. But no, I'm looking forward to it. No, I hope you got a ticket for it. But you'll be wrestling that night.
Work for free. Being John Cena.
You'll be wrestling that night at ICW for the tag belts.
The tag belts, I'm going to wrestle the Kings of the North.
I've never wrestled.
They're really good. They're really good.
I was on Ninja Warrior with one.
Which one?
Cotton. No. I keep mentioning Ninja Warrior because I was hot. I was going to maybe see about hanging about and going to the ICW shows because it's on dinner, but the hotel books miles away.
Yeah.
So
I've heard folk are staying in like caravans at the other side of Wales now.
Mate, the prices are ridiculous for a hotel. So if you want to book the travel lodge across the road for that stadium where the event's happening, it's £280, right? But if you want to stay the Friday, Saturday, the week after when there's nothing on, it's £40.
Christ.
Shocking. Right, let's wrap this up. Lou, thanks for coming down. We'll get you back on. This isn't a kind of one and done. We'll talk. You need to come back on just talking about him about Bret Hart. Do you feel like having your head where you're going to say him? Are you going to annoy him?
I don't know what I'm going to be honest. I think I'm 100% getting a picture of the mountain. To be honest, I'm kind of more buzzing for the mountain than Bret Hart. Because I'm like, Bret Hart's going to be back. Yeah. Bret Hart's not. He's going to be doing speaking tours at the mountain. This is a once in a lifetime occasion. You know what I mean?
Have you met Bret Hart before? But
No, but I've not met the Mount either.
right, well, Bret Hart's my favourite. He's always been my favourite wrestler. And then he was doing a thing at Tynecastle through in Edinburgh, and it was the time all the trainees for Greenock were all going with Marvin and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going. And they're like, I thought you was your favourite. I said, it's in case I don't like him anymore. Like, he's my pure arse and moans and stuff. I was like, I'm not going. And then when I was like, Marvin, for how I was saying, he was like, oh, it's alright. I'm like, see, that's exactly why I didn't go.
I don't want to ruin it.
But no, it's a mad lineup. No, that poster for your meet and greet thing.
But Tito Santana was supposed to be on it as well. I don't think he's on it now though.
Lindsay Dorado
was on it, Kalisto. There's all sorts of folk.
No, so it's going to be a good weekend. So when you get back on, you can tell us about that.
Our next 28 matches.
Definitely. I was looking at it today, counting like how many matches am I going to do before I need to chuck it? But my wife was talking about it, and I was just like, aye. I'm going to be doing this to a medical professional, so you can't do this anymore. Like, you need to wrap this up. But no, thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. And like I always say, one of my favourite opponents that I've shared the ring with. So, cheers.
Well, thank you, mate.
Well, wasn't that rubbish? That was episode 7 with Luke and Sharp, who's just about to leave to head down south to go and hang about with Bret Hart this weekend.
Yeah. And Tyson Fury.
In the mountain.
And mainly the mountain.
Right, let's not start on the podcast. Right, peace.